Welcome back, 8th grade, to Tuesday morning's English lesson. Today we'll continue nouns. Yesterday, you will remember we were talking about the differences between common and proper nouns. And we'll continue with that today. But first, put your last name, first name on the top of page 62. Class 8, and today is 9/29. You may also care to remind yourself that we are underlining the common nouns once. We're putting a circle around the proper nouns, and if there's any proofreading we need to do, if there's a capital letter that is not, we're going to put an X through that letter. Yesterday, we were looking for prepositional phrases because their objects were nouns. Locating simple subjects showed us nouns. Objects, all other persons, places, things, and ideas, we were circling or underlining as common nouns. And again, number 4, proofread, check for proper nouns, and that's where we put the X through. Today, I would like for you to circle the even numbers. These are the items that we're going to be working on this morning. Today, I've highlighted for you all the prepositional phrases, and again, I firmly believe that if you identify your prepositional phrases, your life is going to be easier insofar as being able to identify the different parts inside the sentence. School, underline once. Seminary, circle, it's a proper noun. Chester, Pennsylvania, circle. Here we have an X through C in Chester. X through Crozier. X through theological. Crozier, theological, seminary. Chester, Pennsylvania. And now, where is my sentence subject? The sentence's subject is man. Number 10, simple, man, school, simple, underline. Crozier, theological, seminary, circle, proper. Chester, Pennsylvania, circle, proper. X, C, X, T, X, C. Number 12, king, proper noun, circle. Ideas, remember, person, places, things, ideas, underline, ideas. People, object of the preposition, underline, people. Circle these names: Martin Luther, Mohandas Gandhi, Jesus of Nazareth, Aristotle, Plato, Adam Smith. Do you see the letters that should have an X through them? Put an X through the letters that need capitals. Once again, if there are questions that you think of along the way, note them in the side column so that you can ask me later on. 14, subject, king, circle, proper. Fellowship, underline, common. University, object of the preposition, underline. Choice, object of the preposition of, underline. Doctorate, object of the preposition for, underline. Fellowship, university, choice, doctorate, underline, circle, king. 16. Subject, king, circle. Courses, underline. Philosophy, underline. Object of the preposition, circle, Harvard. Everything appears to be capitalized. Number 18. Coretta Scott. It's the name of a woman. Circle. Proofread it right away. Put an X through Scott. S. Soprano. Underline. Voice. Underline. Notice two prepositional phrases. Circle, New England. Proofread. N-E. Conservatory. Music. Now, I have a special circumstance here. The New England Conservatory is part of this prepositional phrase. Inside of the name is another prepositional phrase. The actual name is the New England Conservatory of Music. Some people would capitalize the, because it's like the Milwaukee Public Museum. Somebody would say Milwaukee Public Museum. Either way, if you do, fine. Put next to it. If you don't, that's okay too. But I want to capitalize New. I want to capitalize England. I want to capitalize conservatory. And I want to capitalize music. It's an entire name inside of which is another prepositional phrase. Coretta, proper noun. Martin Luther King Jr., proper noun. Proofread, capital J. The names of the children should all be capitalized. Do you notice their names? And then do you notice the words that should begin with a capital letter? Yesterday I was telling you that sometimes they use senior, sometimes junior, sometimes they use Roman numerals. Sometimes when you get a senior, that's one, junior, two, then the third person in line would get a Roman numeral. 1, 2, 3. Capital, capital, capital L, capital D, Dexter, capital A, Albertine. Common noun, children. We notice that most of them in this sentence are proper. We have one that we underline. It's children. 22. Letter, common noun. Church, common noun. Preach, common noun. Circle, king. Put an X through K, proper noun. Again, if we go back up and we take a look at our rules, you'll notice that if we follow these rules consistently, we're going to be able to identify the nouns in the sentence much more easily. Look for those prepositional phrases. Today, for a visual, I highlighted them in yellow. Number 2, locate those simple subjects at the beginning. Remember, they can be common or they can be proper. All other persons, places, and things, you'll see how we're picking them up as we go through the sentences. And then lastly, proofread to make certain all of those proper nouns have been properly capitalized. And then lastly, sentence number 24. The church was close to the impressive Alabama state capitol, where the legislature meets. Subject, church, underline once. Preposition, the, impressive, modify. They're adjectives, they describe. Circle, Alabama. Circle, state. Circle, capital. This is a name, Alabama State Capitol. Capitalize, Alabama. Capitalize, state. Capitalize, capital. Now, if they were used by themselves, if the word state was used by itself in a sentence, or the word capital was used by itself in a sentence, it would not be capitalized, but I use it as an entire proper noun here. So I capitalize all of the words. Just like Milwaukee Public Museum, I would capitalize Milwaukee all the time. But if public was used by itself in a sentence, I would not capitalize it, nor would I capitalize the word museum. And lastly, common noun, legislature. In review 8th grade, our takeaways over the past 2 days have been identifying proper and common nouns. We want to be remembering always, regardless of what we're working at in the sentence. You've seen this now over the work that we've done in the first half of the first quarter. Look for prepositional phrases. Locate those simple subjects. Locate simple subjects means I'm finding the subject and I'm finding a noun or nouns if they're compound. Thirdly, a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. So look past the predicate. Sometimes they're the object of the predicate and they might be common nouns. Possibly they could be proper nouns. And then lastly, if you do find those proper nouns like Canada, Islam, Bill of Rights, make certain that you proofread. For our exercises here, we were putting in extra that first letter to show that it should be capitalized. Yesterday we went through 1 through 9, and today we took the even numbered items 10 through 24 on page 62. Double check, class. Be sure that you have your name, last name, first name, class, and today's date on top of the paper. We've completed today, Tuesday's work. Tomorrow we'll continue our discussion of nouns as we look to see the difference between the kinds of nouns that we have, either being concrete nouns or abstract nouns. Have a great Tuesday.